In this video, I'm going to show you how I created this custom Skylanders trap holder that lights up and holds all your traps for Skylanders.
Yeah, I'm gonna put explosions behind you.
The first thing I did was sculpt the rocks out of a rigid foam and screw it together. Next I'm going to take a product from Smooth-On called Freeform Air. It's a two-part modeling putty that gets really hard and holds a lot of detail once it dries. I'm changing gloves to avoid cross-contamination while I mix it into 2 equal cups. And then mix them together. It's pretty easy to work with. You can just smooth it out all over the sides and sculpt it as you please while it dries. Next I'm taking a rock and placing it against the surface to give it a nice natural rock-like look. Next I'm going to Dremel in some symbols that were on the original Skylanders portal. Later on I'll also paint these in as red. So next I put together the part A and B of the Rebound 25, which is the silicone that gets brushed on to be the glove mold. You want to do it layer by layer, and in this layer I'm brushing on, just dabbling in order to avoid bubbles on the surface. After that I just place it on layer by layer and let each one get tacky before putting the next one on. After that I put some mold release on it and I'm ready to put on my Plasti-Paste II mother mold. This is a weird mashed potato-like textured material that is going to get really hard. So mix that up and just put it all over the surface. It is very, very sticky, and once it dries it is hard to get off of things, especially a wood workbench. So once we're done with that, we're going to demold everything. Here we have our mother mold and our silicone glove mold, which is a perfect representation of the inverse of whatever we put into it. Next I'm going to put some more spray release on it and start mixing together some Smooth-Cast 325. This is a transparent urethane that is easy to mix. It's 1:1 by volume, so you don't need to weigh it or anything. And you just mix that up, and we're going to do kind of a slush cast, or almost like a rotocast inside of this open pore mold. We're going to do one layer at a time so that it dries evenly and can give us kind of the surface of everything. I'm trying to get all the corners that I can layer by layer. A few layers in, you can see that it's starting to build up. It's a little thinner on the sides where it was harder to get to, but I'm putting enough in that it's acceptable. Once that's done, we're going to take it out of the mold. And just like that, we've got a perfect representation of the original, but in clear plastic instead. Everything seems to fit fine. Next we're going to clean up the bottom and the edges using a sander and a razor blade. The next thing to do is to trace it onto a piece of MDF and cut it out with a jigsaw. This is going to get painted gold and screwed onto the base of it once we have everything in. So now some primer and some paint on the inside because the lights are very bright. And then some gold and red paint over the surface, just dabbled on, dry brush. And then I am painting the symbols red. Next I'm going to cut apart these 12-volt LED light strips.
I don't know if you can see how bright this is on the camera. Holy cow, that is blinding.
The lights are very bright and you can see that it shows through the bottom. In order to mitigate that, I use Tamiya putty and fill in the gaps. If you're interested in seeing this character, Grenade, custom trap that I made, click on this video here.